Okay, I think we're live. All right. Hey, everybody. Nicole here with Repairs First Association. And with me, I have Travis with Coastal Pay. And we're here to talk about a new benefit for RFA members and learn a little bit more about Coastal Pay and how it can help your business. Now, if you're watching this live, welcome. If you are not a member, you are welcome if you're not an RFA member. If you are an RFA member, to get the benefit, all you need to do is go to the rfamembers.com, log in and go to products and look for Coastal Pay and sign the form, which you're probably used to doing already, and they will reach out to you. Also, you'll get a link to a website where you can go and explore and all of that immediately, so you don't have to sit around and wait. If you are not a member, this is another reason why you should be a member. If you've not heard of the Repairs First Association, you definitely should check us out. We have everything from masterminds, trainings, discounts, so much more, insurance claims, just so much going on, and LMS, everything you need for your business. Okay, Travis, so I've got some questions I'm going to ask you, so we'll just kind of jump right in. If you're watching the recording of this, you're probably watching on YouTube or on our platform. Around this video somewhere is going to be the form for you to fill out. So just at any moment during this video, if you want to sign up for the benefit, you can go ahead and do that. Okay, so how did Coastal Pay get started, and did you have a unique problem you were trying to solve, or did you just, Coastal Pay kind of had it in with, what do you guys do exactly? And then, how did you get started and why?
Yeah, excellent question, and thank you, Nicole. We got started about 13 years ago in 2013, and our goal when we started Coastal Pay was to help save business owners money and provide a premium level of customer service. That was the original reason.
Okay, great. So give us, if somebody's watching this right now and they're still like, I don't exactly know what Coastal Pay does. You guys are I don't want to even say and be wrong, but they're like a credit card processor? Like they come to you, get like a machine, and then they...
Yeah, we've got a few different names. I'll walk through them. Credit card processor, we're a payment processor, merchant services, fintech. We do have an in-house development team, so we are building software to help our customers have a better customer experience.
Oh, nice. Okay, great. Okay, so what does payments that grow and integrations that flow, what exactly does that kind of mean for a business owner? Do you integrate with certain types of software? Because that is kind of like a quote on your website, which I checked it out, thought it was really nice website that you guys have. But what kind of software do you guys integrate with?
Excellent question. So we see the future as payments as integrated payments, right? There's systems out there like Clover and Aloha and a lot of different, POS systems. Square's got one. Toast has one for restaurants. And so with all these new softwares that are coming about, we're really focused on integrated payments, right? And building integrations. And so a lot of our competitors or processors are limited to like one or two platforms, whereas we're not, right? We have over 2,000 integrations, and we build a lot of custom integrations as well. And so our customers can not only process credit cards with us. Once they've been processing with us for 6 months, they can log into our CRM and they will be pre-approved for loans as well. And those loans start anywhere from 7 to 17%, so super competitive. They're already pre-approved. They log in, click, and then they get funded within 24 hours.
Wow. Okay. And I was just sharing this to some groups. I'm not ignoring you. I'm listening. So we're actually live and I'm just sharing the live. So that's interesting because there are some well-known platforms, I won't say their names, but they do that. They kind of have like a working capital situation, which is extremely helpful. But they're kind of missing this customer service side, and integrations and all of that. So that's pretty cool that you guys have that, because I don't know if anybody watching, have you ever used a loan from your credit card processor? If you have, comment that. What was your experience? I actually personally have many, many times. And it's, for example, a few years ago, we had to get a new location set up, and I was able to use a loan from my credit card processor, and they just took it out of the
deposits.
Yeah. Is that what you guys do?
Actually, we do not do it that way.
Okay,
we pull it. Yeah, we pull it from the bank account, right? Instead of the deposits.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing because it's... No, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
Yeah, we do have the ability. This is a new feature we just launched a few months ago. We do have the ability to do split funding, where we could fund like 97% to the merchant and 3% to a software provider
Okay.
or a lender or whatnot. So it's one of the
Got it.
technologies that we've developed.
Okay, nice. Well, that's actually a good thing because I like better to have a set amount that I was going to actually have to pay than then taking every single transaction because it was kind of hard to, manage that. So that's great. So how does your 2-minute approval and instant boarding process work? And that applies for onboarding the store, onboarding the person. I mean, what does that exactly mean?
Yeah, I'm happy to walk through that process. Can I show
Yeah.
my screen? Can you do
Yeah,
it?
you can. So I don't know if you've shared screen on StreamYard before, but you would just hit the little plus button down there and then share your
Yeah,
screen.
let's see. Share screen.
Who are you guys using for your credit card process? If you're watching live right now, comment. Let us know. I mean, how you're currently doing things.
Okay, is it showing up?
Yeah, let me add it here.
Okay.
What's the biggest question you have or issue you have with your current credit card processing? What about that? Let's get some comments on that.
Before I walk through our 2-minute video, I just want to talk about service. Service is a big area of opportunity for us. One of our big wins and one of our big competitors is Stripe. Stripe focuses on software companies and so forth. And we were able to switch Rolex from them a couple years ago, and
Wow.
it came down to service, right?
Wow.
I think some of our early flagship customers like Ford, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, the auto industry is our second largest vertical. So we service all different verticals. I think we've got Verizon in there, some Verizon stores. We do a little bit of everything. Small
Wow, that's
businesses,
interesting.
SMBs, mid-market enterprise, in all the ways. But yeah, let me show you. We'll walk through our sign-up link. This is a platform we developed for a smooth, clean onboarding. So right here, you can log in with Google, Apple, and Facebook.
And keep in mind, guys, if you're watching this, do not go through this link and sign up. You have to go through rfamembers.com because they have an awesome benefit for members. And so we'll go over that at the end here. But
yeah, this one is white labeled for our partners, so we're good.
Okay.
It's yeah. Let's see here. So you're starting here. This is your basic business information, right? And you can kind of see how responsive it is. You fill this out. There's an application number. There's a phone number. You click next. You can add owners. You can delete owners. Enter in the owner information.
So it's very easy to sign up.
Super simple. Customer experience was our number one goal. We've got a Plaid integration. It will connect your bank accounts. So we're pulling bank statements, which allows us to underwrite in real time. And then equipment, we have these already pre-selected. We've got rates. As you
we're
can
going
see,
to go over equipment in a minute. You actually have something that you're going to show the different equipment that they can use and they might need to get. Because I think that also scares some business owners from what you would consider a traditional credit card processor is their fear of equipment in things. Yep. So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll go over equipment in a little bit. The pricing, this is extremely elevated to what RFA members get. So you guys
can't wait to share that.
You guys have a massive discount there, which is great to hear. We just need voting check and driver's license. And that's it.
Super easy. Okay, great.
Super simple. And then the last step is you just sign, you click submit, and then it goes into underwriting, right?
Yeah,
the whole process takes about 2 minutes.
That's awesome.
Then the account gets approved. If there's an initial document or two we need, what will happen, which is unlikely for retail locations, right, for RFA members. But if there is, you would get a text message, you would get an email directly from our underwriters, and then you would just respond there and we satisfy and then get the account approved. And then we have a boarding team. Once the account gets approved, we have a boarding team. Their job is to program the terminal, ship the terminal, and it comes pre-programmed, ready to go. You plug it in, they can help walk you through that process, and then you're live and you're taking payments.
Okay, great. That sounds pretty easy.
Simple.
Awesome. I'll remove this down. Okay. So what is the rate for an RFA member? Let's just go ahead and share that now with people so then they can, and I can put it up on the screen here.
Yeah, can you? I'd like to walk through those.
Yeah, if you want to share something else.
Yep. Slide share screen.
Again, if you guys are watching live or watching the recording, you can sign up for the benefit in the form that's on rfamembers.com, because RFA members are getting a special rate and discount tier. I think that's what they call it.
1 second here.
Yeah, it's the next question that I have is kind of how do you structure your pricing and help with any hidden fees? Because I feel like some business owners, that is something that they're afraid of with a traditional credit card processor, right? And even let me add this.
That's not it. Wrong one.
That's not it. Okay.
Let's
Tell me when.
here.
That's okay.
One of these.
If you have not heard of the RFA or you are not a member, you definitely should check it out. We have tons of benefits.
There we go. Got it.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, so the pricing programs. Thank you. As I figure out which screen, I have too many screens open here.
That's okay.
We've got 3 pricing programs. There's dual pricing, interchange, and flat rate. One of the benefits about the dual pricing, this is a very popular program right now. We just recently switched Chick-fil-A, California Pizza Kitchen, Wetzel's Pretzels, Einstein Brother Bagels to this pricing model. And basically how this works is we're passing, or there's a dual pricing. So it's 3.5% if they pay with credit card, and it's 3% if they pay with cash, right? Or another form of method. $10 a month, no PCI fees. And then the big benefit here is a free Deja Vu QD4, right? So
equipment.
Yes, that's one of the terminals that I'll be going over here in a little bit.
Awesome.
Free Deja Vu QD4, and then no transaction fees. So no additional fees on top of that. That's our dual pricing model. The next one in a minute, I'm going to go over dual pricing, surcharge, and cash discounting. Just explain the 3 different models and how they work, the benefits, the pros and cons of each. For the interchange model, this sits at about a 75% discount of what our average customer receives from Coastal Pay. It's actually a little bit more than a 75% discount. So that just shows the level of benefit that RFA members are getting. And for us, awesome. We're really judging like this, balancing this fine line with maintaining high level of service, but also issuing very competitive rates. One of the things we've noticed and a big area of opportunity is the customer service in this industry is very, very important. What we find is there's a lot of entry-level agents out there that are going out there and selling that just don't have the experience, don't understand the accounts. Whereas our 700 plus sales agents, all of them have minimum 2 years experience. And a lot of them on average have about 8 years experience selling credit card processing. So we have just super top-notch service. It's one of our core values, and I think we do a good job in that category. On the flat rate side, this is our one. If you want like a flat rate, we've got a flat rate of 1.95% and 25 cents a transaction and $17 a month. All programs come with the interchange and flat rate come with no contract. Actually, the dual pricing comes with no contract as well. So all programs, no contracts, no application fees for RFA members.
Wow. That's really awesome. Okay, thank you. Okay, so if you guys are interested in this benefit, again, go to rfamembers.com and you can sign up there, and then they will reach out to you. And you'll also get a web page that you can actually go to, and there's some stuff there that you can start on immediately. So how does Coastal Pay help with fraud and chargebacks? Because I know with retail, this is a big concern.
Yeah, this is an excellent question. We do a lot around chargeback and fraud. Number one, we have our own dashboard that the merchant can log in and dispute any chargebacks. That's one option. And the next option is we have what's called chargeback alerts. So we receive alerts from 3 different vendors: RDR, Verify, and Ethica. RDR and Verify are Visa products. Ethica is a MasterCard product. And so we can automatically refund charges if a merchant ever wanted to go down to that route. If they're having hard chargebacks and they want to get their chargeback numbers down, that's an option. One technology we just released last year is pretty exciting. It is an additional charge. It's additional 1.25%. But what it will do is it will insure every single transaction against chargebacks. So you have no chargebacks. So if you ever have any fraud issues or you've been targeted for any reason, we can always activate this on your account and then basically remove the fraud. That's another one. And we've got team members over here that are trained on chargeback and fraud. So there's different tools. There's another program that we use called 3DS, 3D Secure. And what it does is additional 25 cents a transaction, and it encrypts the transaction and it makes it more secure and reduces fraud. And it removes one type of chargeback. And so we go in and, if there's ever any issues, we can go in, we can look at the chargeback reasons, we can look at the fraud reasons, the fraud codes, look at the chargeback reports. We can run an analysis and see exactly what's going on. And then make recommendations. Hey, we think you should set up this, or you should set up all these. Every business is a little different, right? And the goals are a little different. So it really depends on what's happening with the business. But we've got tools, we've got the team to diagnose and figure out what's going on.
Nice. Okay. I've got somebody watching who actually sent a message. Stripe sucks. No, if you're on Stripe, switch.
They do. Stripe, I'll be honest with you, Stripe makes a great product, right? Their dev team's amazing. Where Stripe has challenges is on holding of funds and on the customer service, right? And so that'll leave
and hidden fees.
Yes, and hidden fees. So part of the Rolex deal was they thought they were paying a certain amount with Stripe, and then we ran an analysis, and there was a bunch of other fees that they did not see.
And if you try to, I don't know if you guys have this. If somebody tries to run their card more than once, it doesn't go through, do you charge a fee every time that the card swipes?
So there's 2 ways to set it up, right? There's every time the card is swiped, there's an authorization fee, right?
Got it.
That's one option. Another option is if we just charge a sales transaction fee, right, and not an authorization. So it depends how the account is set up, but we do have that flexibility.
Okay, so that's something you guys take a note of when you set up with your credit card company, whoever you're using. If you move to Coastal, set up with Coastal, or you're with whatever company, ask them what that is, because I wasn't even aware of that when I started taking credit cards at my business, that when a customer comes and swipes, if that doesn't go through and they swipe again, and that doesn't go through and they swipe again, well, those are fees that can incur to you if it's not set up properly.
Yeah, so there's, I'll break this down too. So when you swipe the card, what happens is an authorization occurs. It tries to authorize the transaction from the bank, right? That's the first part of the swipe. And then in the evening, when the batch settles, those are on settled transactions. So you can either have an authorization charge, which is on all transactions, or you can have a sales transaction fee, which is just on settled transactions.
Okay, great. That's really good to know, because I didn't quite understand that. Thank you for that information. See, that's customer service, because nobody at any credit card company, Stripe or Square, has ever broke that down to me. So thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, so the fun part, equipment. What equipment? We actually include equipment for RFA members, right? Let's talk about that. Do you have something you want to share?
Yes, I do. Let's do it. Yeah, I know on the website we have Deja Vu QD4, but we're pretty flexible here. So I'm going to...
Again, if you guys are watching live or the recording, if you're not a member, you definitely should be a member. This is just another way that the RFA is trying to help your business. If you're just stuck in the rut of, I use PayPal for everything, I use Stripe for everything, you really need to start thinking outside of the box as a business owner. Really, get that fear out of you, or whatever you're in your mind reason why you're stuck on just one thing, and really explore your options and see what money you can save, right? Okay, yay, equipment. So what equipment is included, and what is this? What is this doing? What can it do?
Yeah, there's a lot of different terminals, and it really depends on the business and what the business needs are. Um, so we have the Deja Vu QD2. We'll just start at the top for ease. These are 4G and Wi-Fi devices. So if you're not connected to Ethernet, you can use a QD2. If you're in a remote area, we can use Verizon SIM cards. We can use AT&T SIM cards. We can use T-Mobile SIM cards. So if there's dodgy service, we can order a specific SIM card, so the terminal can run on basically like a cell phone. So that's one option, and they can run on Wi-Fi as well. So that's the Deja Vu QD2. They're both touchscreen. The screens look the same. The QD2 is a little bit bigger.
And so that's included for RFA members, but you can upgrade and get any different one that you want during the process.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
We can do the QD2. It really depends on the business, right? On what works for your business. So the Deja Vu, the QD4, this is another one. This connects through Ethernet. Ethernet's going to be a little bit more stable, right? And a little bit quicker because you've got a direct hard line in to your Ethernet line. It also connects over Wi-Fi as well. So this is another option here too on the Deja Vu products.
Then moving on to down there. That Prince. Yeah. I'll wait till we get there.
Yeah, we got Valor. We have a great relationship with Valor. We have a great relationship with all of our vendors. We're agnostic, right? So, we try to understand what's the best terminal for the business. Obviously, we have recommendations. Some of them do have some strengths and weaknesses against each other. So, but down to the packs, very similar to the QD2. It's got Wi-Fi and it has 4G as well. That's the PAX A920. And then another one we have is a Swipe Simple. So Swipe Simple is just a portable device that will connect via Bluetooth. What's cool now is we don't have it listed here, but we do have an application that can go on Android and iOS. So if you want to turn your phone into a payment device where the customer just taps your phone, we have that option as well. These are just external hardware. So we have software. They call them soft POS is another name for these softwares that go on the phone. You just take the phone, tap the card, and boom, you accept payments that way. But Swipe Simple is another third party. We were one of their first customers. Actually, we were their very first customer. So we've had a nice long 13-year standing or 12-year standing relationship with Swipe Simple.
Nice.
They make a great product as well. Down to Valor. Valor is cool. They've got their own gateway. There's some remote access that we can do. We can program them remotely, and we can put multiple mids on them. And they've just got a nice, clean, smooth interface as well. So this is another terminal. They've got touch keys as well. We've got the Valor 100 Pro and then the Valor 550, which is the wireless device. So basically the Valor VP 550, the PAX A920, the QD2, these are your wireless 4G devices, right? They kind of operate the same. And then your Ethernet and Wi-Fi devices, the QD2 and the VL100 Pro, those are roughly about the same.
Nice. Okay. Really good looking machines. All right. I'm going to remove this from here. All right. Is there anything else that you would like to go over about Coastal Pay? I mean, it's pretty, clear, what you guys do and the equipment and the benefit for RFA. If you guys are just tuning in live, go to rfamembers.com, look up Coastal Pay to sign up for this benefit. But is there anything else that you'd like to cover, Travis, before?
Yeah. Trying to figure out how I'm going to show this.
The scary part.
Because typically it's interactive. But I want everyone to see the screen. So let's see if I can switch this around.
Again, if you guys are not an RFA member, check out the RFA. We have all kinds of benefits. Here's one, credit card processing, but we've got everything from healthcare benefits to vendor discounts, masterminds, training, all sorts of things. So definitely check it out. It's everything you need for your repair business.
Let's see. Alternative payment methods. So one of our first larger accounts was Harley Davidson. And so these are alternative payment methods. I feel like a lot of the integrations that exist today, customers are familiar with Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express, sometimes ACH. And what's really popular right now with the whole cryptocurrency and Coinbase craze, right, are alternative payment methods, right? A lot of people have heard of Apple Pay, Google Pay, Amazon Pay, Alipay. We can see Affirm and Klarna for the buy now, pay laters. Sezzle, that's another buy now, pay later. Open banking, this connects to ACH. There's over 100 alternative payment methods that we can build into here. And so
Wow.
I just want to show this to kind of open up, customers' minds that the development and the technological landscape is changing very quickly right now. And it's exciting, right? The Federal Reserve semi-quietly launched a new payment method called FedNow a couple years
I heard
ago.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know what it is. It's wild.
I've heard a lot of different things that some sound scary and some sound good. So give me what you know.
I'll break it down, right? So one of the committees I'm on, the Federal Reserve presented to us 1 month prior to going live. And it's a great platform, right? If we look at, if we think about checks and we think about wires and we think about ACHs, right? These are payment methods that exist today. FedNow, I would say, is kind of like ACH, but it has a few more benefits. The first
Can I ask you one question that I really want to know? Is FedNet like a competition with Cash App or a competition with Swift? Like, or I mean, what level is this on? Is this just like the government's Cash App, or is this like replacing Swift payments, like international payments?
Exactly, right? Since the US is like the center of the globe and global currency, they know, and they were competing with cryptocurrency and peer-to-peer payments, they know they needed something that could compete with peer-to-peer payments and move money quickly. And so the first benefit of FedNow is 24/7. If you go on their website, fednow.gov, you'll see 247, 365. And so ACH and wires have cutoff times, right? With FedNow, we can run payments up to $500,000, 24 hours a day, right?
Wow.
Which is exciting. What we haven't seen in the last 2 years is the adoption. We've seen smaller banks, because now that FedNow has released the APIs and the back end and the technical details, it's up to the banks to build out that infrastructure, the compliance, the risk, and all those other facets to make this go live, to build up that adoption. We've seen smaller banks launch this, but the smaller banks don't have the adoption that the larger ones do. I was talking to Bank of America recently, and Bank of America offers FedNow, but only to their larger tier clients. So I think what we'll see in the next year or two is once these banks start building out banks don't move quickly, right? And so once the larger banks like Bank of America and Citibank and Wells Fargo and JP Morgan, once they build this out and they launch it, we'll start to see more of the adoption. Because at the end of the day, it can replace ACH, and it can replace wires. Right?
It can replace my Zelle account because I love Zelle.
Yeah, Zelle makes a great product too, right?
Right. So it's basically, that's the goal, that would be what's used instead of these other platforms.
Correct. Yep.
It's interesting. I know some people are like, but they're gonna see all my transactions. I think they see that already.
They see that, yeah. Our government's way past that.
You're not hiding anything.
They've been passed out for 20, 30 years.
Right. We could spend all day on that topic.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, that is so great. Thank you for this information. That's awesome. Was there anything else that you wanted to cover? Because that was great to let them know that there's all those different payment types that you can accept. The Apple, the Apple Pay and all
Apple Pay, Google Pay.
Yeah. I use Apple Pay for everything. So you don't have Apple Pay, I'm lost. All I got is my phone.
Click. Yeah.
Awesome.
I could spend hours talking about, what's on our roadmap and our development life cycle. That's what I focus on within the company. But at the end of the day, we listen to our customers, right? Like our customers, there's hype here and hype there and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, it's important to listen to the customers and hear the customers and solve the problems that our customers are experiencing, right? So I think our team does a really good job at doing that, listening to them and creating product and actually solving the customer's needs and creating a solution that'll best benefit them.
I love it. Okay, great. Well, you guys give Coastal Pay a try. If you are a member, go ahead and go to rfamembers.com, fill out the form, they'll reach out to you, and then you'll also get a link to a website where you can start immediately clicking buttons and filling out stuff. If you're not an RFA member, I mean, you can still check them out, but you're going to get a really awesome benefit if you are a member and get a really good discounts. So I would suggest that you do that first. Well, thank you so much, Travis. It's been really great talking to you. You're really educated about the payment systems. I'm sure we could have had a much longer call about all of that.
Definitely.
So, all right. Thanks to everyone who is watching, and we'll see you on the next live.
Thank you, Nicole. It's been a pleasure meeting with you.